it's Georgie the Goblin, and welcome to the official Family of Gamers podcast, the podcast where Andrew and Coach talk all things war games, board games, and much, much more. And here are your hosts, Andrew and Coach.
All right, welcome everybody. If you don't know, if you've never heard of lightning caught in a bottle, it will be this particular episode getting the OG crew back together again. I am here with the distinguished gentlemen. One is Mr. Rob Harper. Hello, Rob.
Yo.
You got to say something because we're also podcasting. You know
this is not just I can't just do hand signals. I can't do gang signs.
Yeah, magic fingers don't work on radio.
Well, handguns to everyone.
And the illustrious, magnanimous, very handsome, I might add, and just a
for audio podcast.
Yes, and very verbose. I will say verbose, Mr. Jack Fike. How are you, Jack?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. This is a pleasure. It's been a while, and I'm feeling a little nostalgic.
It is. We're waxing poetic and nostalgic at the same time, and I am Coach here for the Family Gamers podcast. Now, we've been talking about doing this for, I don't know, about 8 years, and I said,
when's the last time we did TBE? It was probably 4 years ago.
Yeah, at least 4. I think it was BC, before COVID. And
yeah, it could be.
Yeah, and I think I think that was it. And we were saying, hey, we should do a 3D printing discussion or podcast just to open it up, because I think that 3 of us are avid 3D printers, and it just so happened that we were hanging out on a Google Meet and all of us ordered printers at the same time, and it was like, oh, I think I just ordered a printer. Oh, I think I ordered a printer. Oh, I just ordered a printer too. And then I think we've all started our 3D printing journey at the same time. So I figured, what the hell? I got my 2 best buds, and let's just talk about the hobby, which is 3D printing. So I was thinking, we'll just kind of go ground level up. So Rob, what printers did you have and what you got now?
I started with a VoxLab. I don't remember what it was. I can't remember what it was. No, I started before that. I had a FDM printer. I had what is the one everybody has?
The Ender 3.
Yeah, Ender 3. I had Ender 3. That was my first one.
Mm-hmm.
I burned that out. I burned the head out of that. So then I got a resin printer. So I got a VoxLab resin printer. And then I cracked the screen on that. And then I bought a regular goddamn, what is it called? Anycubic. Hated it. It broke pretty fast.
Now the Anycubic.
And then I bought the
Anycubic resin or the
resin. These are all resin. I haven't had an FDM since the first one.
Right.
Then I bought an Anycubic Max, the big one, the big size.
Right.
It broke pretty fast. The screen died on it like within a month. And then I got a Creality. I don't even know what the brand is, but it's Creality one. It worked great, but eventually I had a leak and all the resin leaked inside of it.
Wow.
And so it got cured inside the machine. So it pretty much destroyed that machine. And ever since then, I haven't had a 3D printer.
It leaked into the printer itself, inside in the box, man.
Yep. It was a slow leak. I didn't even notice, and it was just like leaked in and just seeped into the seams and just filled that area. And then every time I printed something, it got worse and worse quality because it was getting more and more resin inside there.
So you were just building resin up. Yeah.
Yeah, until eventually it was just like, oh, this is filled with cured resin now, so it's pretty much dead. So I have currently 4 dead resin printers sitting next to me and a FDM printer in my garage, in my shed. So I am printerless right now, but there's a lot of dead soldiers around me.
So you could say that your house is where printers go to die.
But I also have about 8,000 miniatures printed, so I can't say that I didn't get my money's worth.
Right.
I literally printed every BattleTech miniature that was available in 3D. So I have boxes and boxes of BattleTech miniatures to print to paint, and I was part of so many different Patreons. I have like every X-Men character printed up, ridiculous amounts, mechs upon mechs. like just crazy amounts of stuff. So I'm not without 3D printed things to paint. I just don't do it.
All right.
And that's
So
my journey.
that's your journey, and that's where we are now. So you have a billion unpainted minutes. So you have a pile of shame of your own
Oh, yeah.
making, and
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? Maybe it's good that right now you're on the hiatus with all the
Yeah,
with all
because
the
I
with
would just
those.
print more. It would
Yeah.
just the pile of shame would just get more, and I wouldn't paint them, so it would
Yeah.
just be more and more gray plastic around me. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, it was like a message saying stop.
Take a break.
You have no more room. Stop printing things. But it's so cool. Stop printing things.
Yeah, well, we used to always joke that when we were doing like team building exercise and stuff, it's like the second we're like, all right, and we'll see you next time. Click. Woo.
Yeah,
Everything started. Everything started. And Rob was. Me and Jack used to joke. It was like, Rob, you don't have to. It's not a cardinal sin to not have your printer
Not
working
yeah.
if you don't
Always
need
be
anything.
printing. That was my thing. Yeah.
ABP, yeah. So, all right. So, Professor
Yeah.
Fike.
I got the Vox Lab that Rob had. It was I think it was a something 5.5. It was lovely, and it was well. When I got mine, I couldn't get it to work. Rob comes over and goes, "Oh well, this FEP is all buggered up," and I was like, "Well, I got this thing from Amazon," and
Right.
he
Yeah, it
changed
came with like the worst FEP. Like it was like
It
somebody
was
had like driven a car over it or something.
Yeah.
It was.
So now that's
He's
that,
like, oh,
the,
it's not supposed to look like this.
the Vox Labs is a resin printer, right? Correct? Is that?
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
yes. And then I was up and running, and that guy he's still good. I think he's been going for about 5 years. He's got one or two pixels that don't work. So if you print either side of that,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta
I know.
avoid the whole-
You avoid that right side cube where you don't want to go over there. Yeah. I know.
and it's great. But then Rob got his Anycubic 4K mono, and then I bought that as well.
Because it was on, I think it was on sale, so it's like super cheap. And then we're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
And,
It wasn't worth it.
Well, I did have one accident with it where the FEP leaked, and I had to tear off the.
Yeah, you did major repair on yours, yeah.
Yeah, I tore off the screen. There's a underneath the FEP where you should have a protective something. I did
like you know what, that cell phone cover, that cell phone protector thing
Mhm.
is I'll get to it, because I got a new printer, and Andrew's like, why aren't you printing right now? And I said, I'm waiting for the cell phone cover thing to come. I will not print without it.
Yeah, it is one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's cost a little extra, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
It would have saved us. It probably would have saved me at least 2 printers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yes, I did. I pulled up that film. I looked online for I forget what it was called. It's called
It's like polarized.
Polarized.
Right,
Yeah. Polarized. So I bought that, tinkered around. I'm a tinkerer, so I got it going again, and it's still going to this day.
Yeah, you had to. It was like you had to get the right angle and all this weird stuff. Like it was crazy.
put it
Like
down
not
and
hard. Yeah.
You turn it because it's polarized, and you have to get just the right amount to match what the one that you replaced was. So you would turn it slightly,
Right.
try and turn it slightly.
It's crazy.
You'd pull it up, move it.
I would never have done that.
I'm cheap. I'm frugal. I'll make this thing last till the end of time.
Right.
And so it's still going. I don't often print in the summer because it's kind of a winter hobby, but we are going to be starting a D&D D&D campaign, and I got to make a little guy,
Right.
little guy. So at some point,
Plus, you've been designing stuff too. So
I have been. Yes, I've been playing around with making things.
Really? Oh, Mr. Jack, I'd like some. I would like to print some of your the wares, if at all possible. So now you have the one resin, and that's it.
That's it. And
well, your Vox Lab still works. You just don't use it, right?
yeah, because it's got the 1 or 2 pixels in it.
You don't want to bother.
It's
Yeah.
a premium. I'm not an industry. The one does me just fine, and I will paint what I print, and I try and keep no gray shame. I try.
Oh, geez, good. That's the Lord's work.
So that is, and to as a to Anycubic, it's working, but in my mind, if it starts with an A, stay away. If it starts with an E, it's okay by me. I'm talking the resin, I'm talking the printers, I'm talking everything.
Yes.
Everything.
That was another thing with your original printer. You got, was it Anycubic resin, and it just didn't work with that printer for some reason.
I think it was the FEP after all, but we got ours at the same time. You bought one brand and I bought the other to see, and the one I bought stank. It was bad. Resin had the
back then, especially, it was resin was really stinky back then. Over the last 5 years, it's gotten a lot less stinky. That's for sure.
So so that was a no-go. And then yours was like not scent free, but it was quite a bit better. And so I said, I'm just going with that.
Yeah. And then we just buy whatever was cheapest or on sale on Amazon. So, and it usually worked out. Like I think we got very few bad resins. So I got one or two that was just like, it must have been out in the heat and it separated and it was just shit.
It's in the back of a truck for a few days. Yeah. Oh yeah.
What about you, Coach? What was your journey? You've had so many now at this point.
So what I did was I started off with the Ender 3 Pro, which, you know, we all started. And I you know, my background's more of like physical sports and whatnot. I was not a mechanical guy at all. You know, if you don't check the tires and the tires are good, then you better bring it to somebody who knows how to fix it. But with the resin, with the FDM printers, I don't know, I kind of felt at home, and I started researching and doing stuff. And when I got the Ender 3 Pro when everybody else did, you know, we all kind of got at the same, because I remember Pat was talking about it, and then I ordered it, and then that was the night Rob goes, I may or may not have ordered a printer, and and that was it. I had that Ender till about a month ago. All right.
Wow.
In the process, a buddy of mine said, I have a printer. Would you like it? He says, if you can get it to work, you can keep it. And he gave me an Ender CR10, which is the plate is about a foot by a foot, and it's about it's maybe about 14 or 15 inches. So it's a huge printing area. He said, if you can get it to work, I'll just give it to you. And then he gave me a resin printer. I don't even remember what it was, but it was, I think it was an Anycube, and it had the thing that you open it. I could not get the frickin' thing to work. So I just forget it. But, and then I got the Mars 2 Pro, and I still have it. I've been using it, but then just last month in June, both the Ender 3 and the CR10, I've done everything. And I think, like, I was very proud of myself, because you guys were like, oh, I threw mine out. I threw this out. Pat is like, I'm on my third one. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I have the same original one. It was like, you know, 7 years old.
You never burnt the ends out or anything?
No. I replaced the hot end. On the CR10, I replaced the bed. I replaced the nozzles. You know, the nozzles just keep replacing.
Yeah,
but,
nozzles were
right. But the CR10, I replaced the nozzle, the hot end, and you know, I actually did it. And then I found a because the CR10 it's the printer, and then it's got like a box next to it. So there was a thing with the hot end. You start perusing Amazon. They're like, oh, this, and all you got to do is solder this and that. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm there. Then I found the one, because it was the build plate. The wire would just plug into the box, the separate box, and then you would screw it in. I'm like, I just want to screw it back in. And I was going through Amazon, and like on the 5th page, they had one. I was like, all right, let me buy it. And it was like $20 cheaper than the stuff I had to solder. That lasted me till last month. I tried every trick in the book. I could not get it to work. So I was like, you know, I had to go outside and play taps, because I was like, you
lost a comrade.
You have no idea how much we've printed. If you've watched the channel, all the stuff that we printed, all the
terrain.
But also my buddy who gave me it, I did a 6x4 table. He wanted Star Wars terrain, so I got the Corvus Star Wars stuff, and I printed about 50 buildings, with scatter and everything. So he could really like almost do a 6x12. But he gave me all the uh, he gave me the filament and whatever. So they both went right. So I'm like, all right, what am I gonna do? So right at the end of the school year, I said, you had a really good year. Go treat yourself. So I go and buy myself an Elegoo Centauri Carbon.
Ooh,
Let
nice.
me tell you, boys. All right, it's like going from a Studebaker to a rocket ship. This
Yeah.
thing, it it is
Does everything for you, and
it. I do nothing. I was like, oh, like let's level the build plate, and it's like, okay, sir, this will take 60 minutes, and it goes through like a fine tooth thing. Now, um once it's level, you don't got to worry about it. It's got two of the corkscrews and the y axis and everything. It moves so fast on the slowest speed. So like it would on the enders, it would take me about, I don't know, like a 12-hour print is like literally 3 hours.
wow.
No, like bottom is like glass. Everything is it's fantastic. I printed a Benchy. There's nothing to it. If you can, and actually it wasn't that bad. It was only like 300, but
Yeah, they're
it
getting a lot cheaper. That's for
it
sure.
does everything. And what I heard was is like I wanted to get the bamboo, the whatever the X1 or whatever it was, and this is they call it the Centauri Carbon because it's a carbon copy of it. It does everything it does wireless. So I go from the computer over the network and I can print. So, for us, like we just did a video of myself and Ryan. Ryan's like, I need some we're doing Kings of War and he wanted to do um um Forces of Nature. So I said, why don't we get some trees and stuff? He wanted to make a swamp. 3 hours later, I had the whole build plate. It's about a foot by a foot build plate. It is the greatest thing. If I can't recommend it enough. And it looks like a freaking like a spaceship. It's all, you know, AI camera, um, um, filament. Oh, it's an AI camera that you can record and it automatically does the time lapse for you. So
Mm,
it compresses it. The cool thing where you don't see the thing moving, but the layers go up.
yeah.
It's fantastic. It's got a light in it. It's got a top and an open thing. It's closed. The real good thing, which I know we've all been like, should I go to bed or should I wait a little bit and change the filament?
Yeah.
It's got a filament sensor, so it'll stop the print until you replace the filament.
Wow.
It just does everything. So I was like, I was really like pushing a cart from behind, and now I have like a truck, like a real truck to do it. And then for Father's Day, kids got me a Mars 5 Pro Ultra. So I still have my Mars 2, which works like Jack you were saying, works great. It's the workhorse. But I got the 5 Ultra with the
Big size.
yeah, it's the bigger size, but the bed, auto leveling, wireless. So I do printing outside. I like to keep it out. I don't want to keep it in the house, and I could just send it wirelessly. Jack, I think you muted.
Poor Jack. He doesn't know how to operate a mic. This is his first time podcasting.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
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 So what are you saying, Jack? I'm sorry because you didn't come.
I was just gonna say, like, I just said that's a good idea. You had just said you like to print outside.
Yeah.
I've heard people say, "Oh, it's so dangerous, the resin printing. You got, it's this." Yeah, if you really print a lot, if you turn it into an industry, yes, I would be very concerned about your waste, isopropyl alcohol. I would be concerned about even the FDM smells, the resin smells. So if you're doing a lot,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can see why you would keep it away from the family.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. I just for me, I leave it outside. I feel more confident. And then what I did was over the winter, um, I have a little space heater, and I was like, let me put it on on the table, like, so the printer's here about 2 feet away. I put this and it has a fan. I printed. It was snowing out. I was printing, and I was like, let me just just for the hell of it, let me try it.
See if it works.
Right.
Yeah.
I ran the heater for about 20 minutes. I brought the resin from outside in, poured the resin in, and let it go. We're cooking with gas now. So, but I think really, like, if you have um the technology from when I got the Ender 3 to the Carbon is like, I feel like the guy who comes out and see the moon primeval for the first time, and it's just
A lot's
such.
changed in those 5
Yeah,
years or
yeah.
whatever.
And I was, like, I was really suffering. It was like, it was getting to a point where every print had to be like adjusted. The printer had to be adjusted. And I was pretty proud of myself that all you guys got rid of all your Enders, and I'm like, I still have the original Ender. And it took a while to put it out by the curb. It really did. It sat in the other room, and my wife's like, "What are you gonna do?" Well, maybe I can. But you got this new printer. What are you gonna have another one? Yeah, I know, but it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to get rid of it. But yeah. So I have the two resin, and then I have the one FDM, and now I only need the one FDM because it moves so fast. It does the work of like 4 of the Enders that I had before, so it's not even worth it. Magnetic plate. You
Not
pull the plate out, you snap it, you put the plate back. It has a one side is smooth, the other side is like rigid, so you don't have to put the bill plate holder, like say a skirt or anything like that. So they really thought of it. Really is, I mean, if you guys want to get back into FDM, that's the way to do it, man.
yeah.
Don't mess around with the cheap stuff. It's sometimes what I've learned in printing is sometimes the cheap resin that you get for $5 or you get the cheap FDM comes out on the back end. Sometimes you get what you pay for with it a little bit. I think with like Jack was saying, like you go with the name brand good stuff. If it's like Bill's resin, we're trying. Yeah, I know, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it, and let somebody else do it, and you know, do the work. So that's where I'm at now. So, you know,
Yeah. Well, what you need is more terrain. So
no, I don't. I Andrew says, like, I was printing some stuff up the other day. He says, "Stop printing terrain," and then he referred to the SpongeBob episode with the diapers, and he was pulling down the wallpaper, and there was diapers in the wallpaper, and then he opened every closet, and there was wallpaper, and he opened the refrigerator, and there's diapers, and that's like us with terrain. But
yeah.
but we just keep playing new types of games, so I want to make new. Plus
Yeah,
I
you
got
have to
new
have the terrain that fits for it.
yeah, and new technology, and these freaking artists come out with good stuff. I can't help myself. So now,
That's like me with mechs.
yeah,
Like it just a new mech comes out, I had to print it. It was just nonstop.
and now it's not really the pile of shame as opposed to the 6 or 7 terabytes of shame, which
Yeah.
because it's easy to $20 for 500 files. It's worth it.
Or just join a Patreon and forget you joined it, and
Yeah.
just pile and piles and piles of just new files just keep coming in, and you're like, oh,
Yeah, you know what? So that leads me to this question. Let's move on to this question. When we first started, Thingiverse was the greatest thing ever. Remember, Thingiverse was like, "Hey, where'd you find this? Thingiverse." I have evolved. I think that Thingiverse is good, and you go check it out for something. But 90% of the time, I'll throw down $3 or $4 for something. I mean, because sometimes
it's worth it just to pay for it. Yeah.
I think that's the way I feel. What do you guys think?
Well, I just joined a Patreon because I was looking for a character mini for the D&D campaign we're going to be doing, and I saw the one I wanted, and I looked at all his stuff. It's Bright Minis, BRITE space Minis, and it was just a little guy, and I went, you know what? I haven't been a patron for a couple years, so I threw down my shekels, and I downloaded my little guy, and I'm going to see. I like all the rest of his stuff, so I'll give him a few months worth of my hard-earned dollars.
Right.
Yeah, it's always the thing. I was a member of, before my printers died, a lot of Patreons where I just appreciated what they were doing so much that I just stayed member even if I wasn't printing anything. It just because some of those guys just deserve, for what they're doing, they deserve to get some cash every month.
Right.
And usually it was like not much money, like it's $3 or $4 a month. Who cares, right?
Right.
I also love Cults 3D because you can choose free. So you look for free stuff,
Right.
and then once you find somebody you like, you could look through his other stuff, and if you want to pay for his other stuff, you can. I found that was really useful for finding, like, you're looking for something specific. You're like, oh, this looks cool. What else does he have? Like I find Cults really good for that. So that's my go-to site now.
Yeah.
Well, when I was printing.
You know what it is too? It's nice because sometimes you'll like either Cults or even my Mini Factory, you'll find something the guy's like, oh, try this mini out, and you print it up and it's great. Or then sometimes they're falling off the supports or whatever. It's not good. And it's like, oh, you should have put the better mini up there. And it's it's a kind of a test drive to that. I don't have a problem. Like, yeah, I'm still like, we're still playing games, Mantic games here. So I'm still with the Vault, and the Vault is still paying dividends for me. And it's so cheap with the companion app. So, with that, but, yeah, some of the Kickstarters and things like, or even a Patreon. I don't know how these guys do it. You do like $5 a month and you get a full army every month, like 3 vehicles, a bunch of troops, a bunch of this, and then some guys riding a dragon or something. It's I don't know how they do it, but yeah,
they're just, some guys are just so good at 3D design that they can just pump it out. Like they're so good at it. They just, a day they'll do a bunch of miniatures. Like, it's amazing. And then yeah, what was I going to say? Oh, just a lot of Kickstarter now give the option of having a 3D printed option too. Like the what's that game from? That we both liked from.
I'm waiting for it. It's
Jeez, I always forget the name. Protocol.
No, here, hold on.
Yeah, you got the stickers.
Xeogenesis.
Yeah, Xeogenesis. Yeah. So they had an option of 3D printing their stuff. The Warpath Kickstarter, the Epic Scale, they had an option of 3D printing their stuff.
Well, no, what they did was they said we're going to have only a few files for 3D printed. There will not be a 3D printed, and then all of a sudden now they're going to come out with the whole thing 3D printed. So which I'm glad I didn't back it, and now maybe I'll back the printed one, but.
Yeah, like it's, if you want it pre-done, fine. You don't have a 3D printer, or you don't want to waste all that resin doing it yourself. Especially with the Epic, it's so small. I think that would be, some of that stuff I think would be hard to print.
Right.
But if you're into it, you could get it either physical or you can get the STLs. Like, I think a lot of people are just going towards that now, and even Mantic is some of their, like, they used to do resin casting, and now it's 3D print on demand. That's how they do their stuff now. They don't bother with resin casting anymore. They just do 3D print on demand, that's the way that I think the industry is going. It's going to be, even if it is a physical model, it's probably going to be a 3D printed physical model you're getting, especially for the character models, like the fancy ones,
Right. Well, if you're going to pump out, like, say, like 40K does, like Games Workshop does, you're going to have to pump out the sprues. But when you're a smaller company, it might be worth it for them to have a print farm. And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But
especially for like the specialty characters where you don't have to print out 1,000 of these one thing. It's like one guy, and not everybody's going to have that one guy. And these companies, like I say, are a lot smaller. Like GW could never do this. It was just not feasible. They have to have factories, but
I think that's a good problem for them, but for the other guys that are trying to do stuff. But what do you guys think about, like I know Xeogenesis, what I really liked was that, I backed their GameFound, and what I liked was there was a 3D printing option, and the option was you get this, like you can get the one faction, the two, or both, and they're going to send me a physical rule book. So I'll get the PDF and the physical rule book. What's your opinion?
You still like physical rule books?
I'm saying I'm doing, like our president says, the weave. I do the weave. So, like Jack, what do you think? Like, games that are just strictly, if you want to buy them, we'll send you the physical stuff. But if you're a printer, you can get a whole game 3D printed. What do you think about that? Like,
I've never done a Kickstarter in my life. It's not my jam. I've never purchased a game to try, or like I'm not a collector of games or like that. So I you're asking the wrong guy.
But knowing you all these years, you probably do have an opinion of it, right? So like you're a printer now, right? You got your stuff. Game comes out. Let's say this particular game, right? Me and Jack and I, I'm sorry, Rob and I were at Adepticon, Xeogenesis. Gav Thorpe is involved in it. One of my I'm a fan of his stuff. Like Black Library and whatnot. And they did this game. You could buy it for 4 times the price, or for 1/4 of the price. I can get the whole game and the PDF, and I can print it up as much as I want. What, like, there is the physical aspect, but you're gonna have to pay a lot more for it, or the 3D printed thing, which it's hey, listen, the price is cool, but there's a lot more work involved in it than just putting your money down and then it ships to you. You know what I mean? So that's where we're at. That's what I'm saying. Like, what do you think?
I would say having the option is always better, one way or the other. People are talking about Trench Crusade.
Yes.
And it's kind of the same thing where you get the STLs.
Yeah, the STLs too.
You can print and stuff. So yeah, if Rob right now wanted to get into something and he's between printers, he's still got the option of getting into the same game that you and I could get into. So
right,
I can see the allure.
Especially, I think, like you say, the option is the important part, because I think eventually it'll go away because it is getting so expensive to ship stuff, especially if it's printed in China or somewhere.
Right.
Like if it's actually produced in China, like I think that's going away. STLs are just going to be the cheaper option, and they're just going to assume everybody has a printer or has access to a printer. I'm amazed there's not more print like places that you can just go. I don't know, maybe in like New York there is, where you could just go and bring your files and they print it for you. Is there places like that? Almost like a Kinko's for 3D printing.
I was watching some. I didn't finish it, but there was a show on Netflix with I forget the actress. It was something where it was like a VR thing, and they get in, but then people were actually dying. This and that, and she was in a print farm, and it was a shop with a bunch of, it looked kind of like the Centurions, the cabinets, and people were just bringing files. They would like send the file and they would physically print it.
Yeah, like it must be somewhere that people are doing that, maybe in West Coast or somewhere. But once that becomes more regular, I think that maybe that would be something. Or I guess people could offer that if you have a bunch of 3D printers, you could just do that as a side business, really.
Well, but now what's the legality of that? Let's think about it.
There is licensing. Yeah.
Yeah, you own the print shop, right? You own the print shop. I go on the thing. I back the Kickstarter or the My Mini Factory, whatever. I pay my money and I download it. So I own those files, and I say, "Hey, Rob, print these." I
think as long as the person printing it doesn't keep a copy, I think that'd be fine. Like, because you're just printing the files for that person.
But I think that's what's the chance? It's like, I have the files now. Now I must delete them or else.
Yeah, that's the legality, right?
Yeah,
There's a lot of things that you're not going to do, but it's legal, right? Like,
it's unethical. Like it's unethical, but it's not illegal, or it's.
Well, it is. It probably is. I don't know, but illegal. Like it's probably against copyright or whatever. Like that's.
I mean, if you get the files and you print them yourself, it would be one thing.
But if you get the files and your buddy prints them for you, what's the difference? Like that's the same thing, right?
Right. Yes, but also too, if the guy gets the files and decides to print it for someone else,
that's where he didn't pay for
it. And it's hard to regulate that. So sorry, Jack.
Like that's impossible to regulate. But that's China. They say exact same thing with when you go on like AliExpress. You see like every Zombicide miniature available. Like you can buy anything.
When we were playing,
it's because the factories just print them up. They don't care. They just print extras and they just sell them.
When we were playing 40K, a buddy of mine showed up and he came with a box from China, and it was all the brand new Tyranid models. I says, "Oh man, this is like $4,000 worth of stuff." Paid $300 for
$5.
No, $300 for and I'm talking like. The gargantuans and stuff, and he says, it was so good, I bought 3 of them. They were $20 a piece. No, these models are $500 a piece. What are you talking about? So yeah,
good old China.
yeah. So Jack, what were you saying? We stepped on you again. I'm sorry.
No, I even forget what I was going to say, but to what Rob was just saying about in China, I've heard that they just run the factory an extra hour doing whatever they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and that goes to the owners. All
To
those.
sell them on AliExpress. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're making baubles or widgets or tchotchkes,
Mm-hmm.
the factory
Whatever it
just
is,
runs
yeah.
for a little extra. Those end up going out a different door.
Right, right.
Yep.
It's
Oh yeah.
crazy.
So what's the difference really? Like that's you get a 3D file. I think most people too accept that there's going to be piracy. It's like
Mm-hmm.
if they just said as long as there's enough people actually paying for it, like the Mantic Vault, I'm sure they know that there's tons of people just borrowing their buddy's stuff
Right.
and just printing whatever, and you're printing for friends or like obviously like you do that with your son and your nephew, like you print stuff for them. Technically, that's probably not right, but whatever.
But then
They
again,
just know that.
I'm printing it and giving it to them. I'm not saying like, here's,
Wow. Yeah, but
20
that's
bucks of, give me 20
selling
bucks
it's
for.
completely different. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
different.
yeah.
That's like if you're going like there's lots of people get caught on Etsy selling other people's Patreons
Right.
or like that kind of stuff. That's where you get like, okay, you get cease and desist if you're doing that kind of stuff. Because
Yeah,
that's literally illegal.
like what do you think, like, so you buy, like, I buy the Patreon and I print up a bunch of stuff and then I send it to both you guys. Happy birthday. I printed this up for you. I don't want any money for it. I just want to give you this.
I've done that to my friends.
Yeah.
I've downloaded stuff and printed it up for friends' birthdays and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I like you say, if you're giving it away, what you're not hurting anybody. Like,
Mhm.
come on. You're not keeping it for yourself anyway. So but it doesn't matter. That's the thing about 3D files is you're buying the file. You could print it 1 billion times if you wanted to.
Right.
Once it's your file, you could print it as many times as you want. It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
So I think the designer just wants you to pay for it that first time, and they're happy to get that first money. And after that, it's just whatever happens to it.
Yeah.
You might get upset about if all of a sudden you see like your thing being shared everywhere for free. That probably piss you off, or especially if someone's selling it. But
Right.
yeah, I think once it's out in the wild and you got your money for it, you can't really. It's not yours anymore. It's the internet's, and then once it's in the internet, it's free. So
And the Napster kind of theory where
Right. Napster. Yes.
where you were downloading the
school.
songs and stuff, and yes, you weren't paying the rights holders or whoever, but it was like a commercial. Like you would end up buying a CD if you got a bunch of songs,
or you buy a T-shirt from them or something else. Yeah.
It's so if I handed someone, here, happy birthday, here's a model, and you went, well, who made this? Where is it? Oh, well, this was made by CMM Miniatures or something.
Right.
Okay. Then there's the likelihood of them going and buying their own miniatures. It's like a little commercial.
Yeah.
I was talking with a friend in work, and her birthday was coming up, and we were just talking. She's like, "Oh, my favorite character in Marvel is the Phoenix." We started talking. I printed a file, I painted it for her, and I gave it to her as a birthday gift. And she's, "Oh my God, this is fantastic! Where did you find this?" "No, I painted." "Oh, you painted it, and then it's funny when you talk to a non-printer, it's almost like, "You mean you printed this?" Oh man,
yeah,
it's not alchemy.
Yeah, it's like magic. Yeah,
It's if I showed you the printing of it is such, the maintenance is the hard part. The printing is the easy part. The moving the file over and rendering it is the easy part.
Yeah.
But what kind of resin do you guys use? Because that's a big. I notice there's a lot of contention on that. Jack, what's your go-to and what type?
Elegoo and ABS like.
Right.
Yeah, this is ABS Elegoo. Yep, that's what I have. I still have some, Jack. By the way, you can have this.
Bulletproof, doesn't stink. I stick to it nearly 100%. I do like to explore a little bit. I did, you try the Sunlu or those, to see, especially if you're looking for particular colors or if you're looking for something. But yeah, Elegoo, like I said.
Yeah, it's always the go-to for me too. Yeah, for sure.
So I've been using Sunlu, and I use their ABS like.
Yeah, that's what we use. Yeah,
and it's on par, I think, with the Elegoo. I don't really. I've tried. I have both. You know, it's like I have both, but like I get it from Amazon, and it just pops up like, hey, if you
It's
get,
on sale.
yeah, if you get,
Yeah.
instead of I like the gray, but if you get black, it's $18 instead of $22. Oh, you just grab it because I'm gonna paint it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna for us, we're gonna just paint it anyway. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but
Color literally doesn't matter. Yeah.
I've been using since the get go. I've been using water washable,
Mm.
and
Mm.
it's not bad. I got a tip. If I don't know, you guys using the regular one for the
Yeah.
isopropyl or
I always use alcohol. Yeah.
yeah. What I do is I have a bucket of water, and when I take my print out, I'll just dump it a few times, and then I'll put it in the wash and cure. So I have the guy who gave me the printers gave me a resin printer and a wash and cure. So I have one
Mm.
wash and the other one's a cure. And when you dump it in the water and you get kind of like the huge leftover resin, I like to.
Mm.
I know Rob is the worst. The second it stops printing, he's got to get it. Like he wait. Remember with the FDM, it's like, ooh, it's still hot. Rob, why don't you let
Oh
it?
yeah.
I can't let it. I can't let it. I can't let it sit because the longer I let it sit, the less time I'm going to have printing the next model. So the cardinal sin of not printing. So I kind of leave it there, and it
Let it drip off. Yeah.
let it drip. But no matter what you do, there's overhangs. So I dump it
Every
in.
time I've let it drip
Mhm.
is the times I've broken the screen because I'll start a print again and forget that I didn't take it off yet, and it'll
Oh,
come down and go crunch, and you're like, fuck.
crunch, yeah. But that's why you
Yeah.
need the cell phone protector cover.
Well, that's why you got to use your brain and actually look at the printer before you hit go.
Oh, you mean the whole model
Oh
is
yeah.
gonna fall in there. Oh, you know, nothing is
Yeah.
worse than when nothing is in the model. Oh, so I'm sorry. So I get back. So I dump it in the water, just like Home Depot bucket or something, and then I'll wash and cure it, and that's really safe. So I don't know if that if you could do that with the alcohol, but that for me is a really cool tip that I don't know where I
Yeah.
heard it or whatever, but it helps.
I definitely do water and then alcohol. Like I'll soak it in water first and then put it in the alcohol.
Really.
Yep. So
And I usually have two alcohols on the go.
Hmm.
The old one that I've put in the sun to cure, and it doesn't come out like pure alcohol anymore. It's tacky. It's this,
sludgy. Yeah.
yeah. Even when you get the most of it out, it's not perfect. But
Hmm.
water into that, then into clean alcohol, and the clean alcohol lasts forever
Yeah.
with that system.
When you put that sludge in there, it just doesn't go away. And then
Mm-mm.
and the funny part is I'll run in to like change the water, and I have to run in fast or do it at night because the ray hits it a little bit, and then it all it works. I was cleaning out the vat, and I had my gloves on, and I was getting messy. Like I had a failed print. I did the tank clean, pulled it up, and whatever, right? And I had a lot of um the supports left over that you use for the tank clean. You put in the corner and you peel it, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to throw it out in the sun. Let it do it, right? So I go out in the sun, and I'm just whatever, and I got it, nice ray of sun. I put it here, let everything harden, and I'll go in. I was like, oh my god, the resin on my hands started to burn. I had to take the
Yep.
gloves off quick. I was like, I not thinking, and it was I took my hands off. Like, it was
Yeah,
it
it's a
was
chemical reaction. It definitely
oh
happened.
no, it's no joke, brother. You
Yeah.
better
I
be
did the
careful.
same thing. Like I said, like if you're doing an industrial size, like the amount of say like a print farm, you
Right.
just can't. It is ecologically and safety wise, it's a different. For me, all the supports I put in one container, and everything, the gloves and everything. And when it's sunny, I take it outside. It cures the alcohol, it cures the supports, and but I did the same thing, gloves off, and I had the container full of, and I put it out in the sun, and I must have had a small hole in my glove, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, 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 oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh. It was
It
got a
gets
little spicy.
gets hot, man. They're hot. It's it's just crazy. But I think we'll take a quick break here, and then we'll do whatever. We'll, because we're all getting older, and I need to use the restroom. But we'll be right back.
And welcome back. We are talking about 3D printing and everything about 3D printing. And Coach has been a delightful host. Again, thank you for having us back. It's been a delight. What's the next topic that we're going to discuss?
So I was just thinking, we were kind of we were just kind of waxing poetic here about our 3D printing journey, which is nice, is because we were doing a podcast together, and we all pretty much started around exactly the same, I think, within a week of each other. So I thought it was kind of cool. We get the OGs back together again. My thing now is, we are gamers. We like to play games. Some of us are extremely, for lack of a better word, hoarders. Right, Rob?
Jack.
No, I don't know, Rob. You have 8.
No, if I could turn my camera around, I probably should. I could turn my camera and show you, but
the 800,000 different mechs that you have there. So let's see.
let's see. Well, actually, I got to turn off the effect.
He's got a box of BattleTech that is literally a box of just.
I remember, what was it, like every on your Discord? It was like every day was Jesus Christ.
Can you see that box right there is half the BattleTech box,
Right?
And that's just a lot of gray miniatures there. And then up there, there's a lot of gray miniatures.
Holy smokes!
Oh, there's other gray miniatures. They're everywhere. It's just a smorgasbord of gray miniatures.
So if you would like to join our GoFundMe campaign to get Rob some paintbrushes and paints and some,
I have all that.
Cans.
I have all my mammoth sets from all the mammoth paints, and I have all my army painter paints. I got tons of brushes. No motivation. There's no motivation.
Rob, you guys, you know what? I'll if you want, I'll do a slow grow BattleTech with you. I'll be more than happy to do it. I got a bunch of, and then now that I have the super duper printers, I'd be more than happy to.
You could print up so many.
How has, not just the pile of shame that Rob just showed us, but how has 3D printing
all of it
enhanced your hobby? That's the question I'm wondering. Like,
did it?
Well, I'm just saying, like, but I know I have an answer to the question. Therefore, it's a loaded question because I'm dying to give my answer, but I wanted to pose it to the.
I'll let Jack go first because I also have a loaded answer.
When I start a project, if I'm doing a group or some like an army or a strike force, something like that, I always do a unique, different base. And so between you and me, the big thing that I've done, miniature bases, 25 mil, 50 mil, 60 mil.
I bet just the money I saved in bases is probably paid for the 3D printers.
Yeah.
And I design my own, or and I make it unique, and I print off more than I need for what I'm doing. And then I have a bag of bases over here.
I have a bag somewhere over there. Yep.
Gone are the days when I would, open up a box of Mantic marionettes or Mantic ciphers and go, okay, I need this for a Adepticon.
Plain circle base. Yeah.
There's no plain circle bases. It's all, and when someone looks down, it's going to be, yeah. So that right there, my hobbying.
That's a good point for sure.
Yeah, the base. You know what? I did the same thing. We're playing MCP. They come with the bases. But what you do is, like, if you get a box with 2 guys in it, it comes with 4 bases. So when I 3D print them, I use the street legal bases. I might have an illegal, character, but street legal base, which I like because if I'm playing a buddy of mine and he has, let's say, Mephisto, but I have the 3D printed Mephisto and he's completely different, we could play each other without looking You know, it still looks good, but I have a whole section with, 25 mil, 40 mil, 60 mil, and like that. And yeah, you're right. Because I still, though, like we've been doing Kings of War, there is something to um, making a base. Like I did a Crackle
Oh
base.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
still
yeah.
there's still like nostalgic and going
That's
back.
art.
That's when
Yeah.
you need it. You know, when you need it. But like you said, Jack, like if you're doing sci-fi and you're doing some kind of inside sci-fi or like even just cobblestones. You know, like I printed up a bunch of cobblestone bases just for dudes to do that. Oh yeah, the base is just it's really fantastic. You know.
Jack will still add extra stuff to it anyways. You'll add like your little tufts and things, and
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's so much easier to just design it. You're on the computer, you do it, you make it all the way you want it to. You stand them up, you do, you can put 20 of them on the bed,
Mm.
go to bed in the morning.
Mhm.
They've been hanging there drip drying for 4 hours,
Yes.
and you're ready to go. After that, you can play around all you want, but the base is done.
yeah, that is definitely an improvement for sure. That's one thing that you don't think of, but that like in BattleTech, a lot of miniatures in BattleTech don't come with bases. Like the metal ones don't come with bases,
Yeah.
so you have to buy bases. Like just to be able to print your own hex bases is just a lifesaver. Like really, frankly,
Right. Right.
it's crazy.
Jack, I'm two things I'm impressed with. I'm very impressed that you're designing stuff and that you only sleep 4 hours a night. That's pretty impressive.
I work 10-hour shifts. I get home at quarter after 2 in the morning, and then uh, nothing on this planet lets me get any goddamn sleep. So if I get a good night's sleep and I get to work, I realize that my job sucks and I should quit.
So
But when I walk in like a zombie, I just float through in a haze of sleep deprivation and sheer hatred.
I know you do what I do too. It's like, well, there's only 15 minutes left on the printer. I'll just wait and then I could start the next print. So I'll stay up a little bit later and it goes a little overtime, but it's.
I if I print something, try and schedule it so that A, I'm not in the house, and B, it's just going to hang there for hours and hours and hours. Let all that resin come
Right.
off, and then I don't print enough. Like I don't really do like back to back prints.
Hmm.
I've yet to have a print hanging there and me press play. That's for sure.
I'll tell you, I try to print mostly now. I mean, I have my heater method, but I rather print now. So I kind of do more now, so that when you know, when the winter rolls in, I try to use what I have. But you know, Rob, what do you think about enhancing your hobby?
uh, yeah, enhancing the hobby. Obviously, the option of just having anything at your fingertips, like you think. The problem with ADHD is that you're like, I want to start this project, and you start a project, and then you're like, I want to start this new project, and you start a new project,
Right.
and the old project sits there with half printed models. That is the problem with it, but it also gives you the freedom to do whatever you want. If you were actually follow through with stuff, it would be wonderful, which I don't. Uh, but yeah, mostly it's just giving me the option of like printing. For me, it's like statues and stuff, like stuff that I could never afford. I could never afford a giant mech statue. Like I don't have that kind of money. Now I could just 3D print it and build it. Like it's like building your own model kits. Like it's that kind of stuff is really what really makes 3D printing for me.
Yeah.
Like the I don't know, maybe because I really only play Mantic games, and I worked for like doing booths for Mantic so long that I had so much free stuff for Mantic. I didn't need to print Mantic stuff.
Right. Right.
That so it never really affected my gaming, but it was definitely the more options of, hey, there's a giant guy from Appleseed. No, now I have a statue of a giant guy from Appleseed. Like that kind of stuff where you never be able to afford that in real life. Like statues are crazy expensive,
Right.
and now I just have too many.
I'll tell you. Remember the hobby shop I took you to, which I hate to tell you, he moved into like a
I
clothing
heard,
store,
yeah.
and it's not the messy hobby shop anymore. It's the well organized thing. And I was looking through and I said, you know what? Yeah, I know that's
Like Could I ever afford a Judge Dredd bust? I don't think so.
No, that's I know that file. I have that file, and I think I might want to, do it. But I might actually really want to paint it. Um,
Yeah.
the I was saying, because when I brought you and Pat there, and I was like, oh, you know what? Let me look at like a Gunpla or something like this, and he actually has the markers too, which I think I
Yeah.
might just get just as a hobby tool. And I'm
The only
looking
problem
at
with markers is I find that they dry out real quick.
yeah, and you know what?
That's the only problem.
You know what they have now? I don't know if you've seen. I bought some inks. We went to Michael's, and it was like there were two things of inks in the clearance thing. So I got them for like almost nothing, and they
Mhm.
come with pens that you could actually fill up. So you
That's
can
cool.
buy empty pens
Mm,
to make
that's it.
your own thing.
For lining stuff, like
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
especially once again for mechs, lining stuff is a big thing. So.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? Listen, I use panel liners all the time, but they also make anytime you do it, no matter how good you are, it always makes that little. If you're doing a tank,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter because it looks good. But if you want clean lines, it's almost
Yeah, yeah.
impossible. You get that little stain before the line goes through.
Yeah.
You know. But
Yeah, there's certain things.
yeah, I think for me, the hobby, what I like is like you said, at your fingertips, there are anything. I want to have a beholder with legs, and there's got to be a file for it.
Yeah.
Like I want to do. We started playing Kings of War, and we have stuff already. I have stuff already, and I went and I bought like the Force of the Abyss. I bought the mega box that was there. Only problem is I didn't know it was the old box, and there's a new box that came out. All right, so I built the stuff, but there was files in the vault, and I printed a bunch of stuff up. And what's cool is there was these nigiri. There's these like snake things, and there's 3 on a base, but they have the Armada stuff. So there's only 2, but I printed them up. I like made them 300 times the size
Hmm.
from what they were, and now it's like, you know, it just enhanced that. But like when I was doing the Matsudon, that's the ones I brought to Adepticon. I put into the Brush with Death, and everybody's saying they're like samurai lizards, and I was like, but they don't to me look like samurai lizards.
They're more like sumo lizards.
Yeah, but to make them samurai, you need a sashimono, and those are the flags that the samurai would have.
Mhm.
The warriors, the Ashigaru would have on their back. So what I do is I printed a bunch of them and I put them on the thing, and I was like, oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And like you said, Jack, 3D printed bases. And what I did was I printed like, I don't know, 40 of those bases, and I went and I painted them all the same color scheme as I was painting them, and I still got a bunch left, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I want to make that faction bigger. Bases are already done because I already did them, and it's kind of like a sci-fi thing with the panels moved and electric underneath it and stuff. That's my favorite. Bless you. That's my favorite thing with the hobby, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna do. Uh, I was doing my GCPS. I wanted to do them in the snow. So they have the mono bikes, but what I did was I printed up snow speeders. So
Yeah.
the guys are in snow speeders. So I don't have to go with the regular models. I can go right base size, but completely change it to make it like it's a completely different army within still being street legal. So yeah, I love that about that's my favorite thing about 3D printing. And I bought a thing yesterday. Um, you could print your whole bed. It was like, I think it was $2, just all skulls.
Mhm.
So, and it's weird. It's like a thing of skulls on a sprue that you print up, and I guess you just pick them off. Can never have
I
enough skulls.
I have a bag of those, and I did. Let me see
That you printed or you bought?
that I printed.
Right.
You just have 1,000 skulls just in case.
Yeah, it's around someplace, and now it's a bag. I left
Because
them
Jack started playing 40K. He needs a
right on
bunch
the
of skulls.
supports. I left them right on the supports. I primed them. I painted them right on the supports,
Yes.
and so I made little squares I think I did 6 squares of something, and now I make the base or whatever I'm painting, and I just pop it off, glue it down, done.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you know what it is? It's a little bit of work. You print it and then you paint it there, but then when it's time to go, you have you have them ready to go. Like we started playing Ravage Star, which is it's not 40K, but there is a 40K esque action. It's kind of a chaos thing. They originally were chaos models, like chaos adjacent for 40K, but then they made their own.
Yeah.
The Veil Touched, and the Veil Touch have a lot of skulls, so you never have enough skulls. I mean, skulls for the Skull God. You know what I'm saying? So it does make it really that you can really head swap or uh you know I don't like this gun, but I found the gun that I like, and I can maybe on the model, the physical model that you bought that you didn't print, you can kind of lop off his hand and put another hand on there with another weapon. It makes it interesting. It really does. So that's what I love about it. You know. Also, when you back a Kickstarter, and if you want to make 3 units of something, instead of buying 3 units, you just print the 3 units, and you get off. We were playing Armada, and Andrew wanted to. He says, "I want to run 6 turtles," because he was playing. It's an aquatic faction, and they have turtles. So I said, "Okay," and I was going to buy him, but there was 1 turtle in each box, so I'd have to spend about almost $300 to buy 4 boxes of the thing. I just printed up one bed full of the turtles, and now he's got the Ninja Turtle for Armada. You know what I mean? So that's the flexibility that's really cool about 3D printing. I think that's
Yeah.
Where it comes to light.
It definitely opens up. I remember Jack used to on team building exercise. He'd only use models he had. He'd only make lists with models he had. But now we have on that vault, we have access to so many models that
Right.
it opens it up so much that I just have to print this model. Now I have it. Like it's
Right.
I need an extra abomination. Yep, it's in there. I'll just
Right.
print it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And if you feel like painting something, if you're jonesing for something, you're one print away from being able to sit down, relax, and hobby, and it's you can't beat it. I don't have a local gaming store where I could just wander in and grab a miniature if I feel like painting.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of do, but I rather just print it. And then it's like with they say, well, who do you play games with? I just keep making them. Like my son, and then the nephew showed up, so now I have my
you have a built-in game group.
my captive audience of
Yeah.
of gamers. Hey, if worse was worse, I'll play the dog. I don't care. She'll roll dice with me. But
There you got AI now. AI probably could play it.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, the kind of AI me and Jack look at, we don't want to. It's a family show here. We don't want to talk about that. So,
Yeah.
$6.99 a month, you could do whatever you want. But anyway, moving on. Yes, I think that's about it. I like this kind of aspect. We've been talking about this for a while. Maybe we can do this. I don't know every month, but maybe like every few months we'll get together what we're working on. Maybe we could have some pictures, what Patreon, what Kickstarter, what highs and lows or whatever, and maybe some tips.
I'm down. I do have another show I'm on, the Dragon's Tome on
what?
on
Well,
YouTube. So like I'm not free 100% of the time. We do Dragon magazines in chronological order on that show.
Yes.
But I will say this has been a pleasure. On that show, I like my spark. My 2 co-hosts, they will piss on my spark. I'm not allowed to shine there. It's quite frankly, I'm confined. I feel imprisoned. It really is just.
I listen to it. Sometimes it's painful, Jack. When we were together once a month, it was just the amount of awards, team building, and multi awards that we won, just the two of us with Rob reeling us in all the time. But sometimes we just, I'm a peacock. I got to fly. It's just
Well, we saw what happens when you're on your own. You get 3-hour episodes.
So
I'm the Joe Rogan of wargaming.
I'll come back if I'm allowed to shine, if I'm allowed to just to be a beacon of light. It
Jack,
would be my pleasure.
You have carte blanche anytime you want. So
okay. Okay.
And you know what? We could do this 2, maybe 3 times a year. I don't know, whatever you want. I don't know. But yeah, this is great. And then if you guys, I don't know, maybe you can journey back into the wonderful world of FDM printing. I'm more than happy to accept you back into our world of this. But I gotta tell you, fellas, this has been an absolute pleasure. And yeah, we'll do this again, maybe periodically, because that kid of mine just wants me pumping out content. He's like, these poor whips wounds on my back that he's been hitting me. But yeah, but this is the one I don't mind doing. So
I'm so proud of him. I taught him so well.
He's taught him so well. He's, why is your level so low? What's wrong with you? Don't you know how to adjust levels? No, I don't. Rob used to do it. You guys lost a whole 20 minutes. I don't know. Rob used to do it. So, but
yeah, I'm proud of my new taskmaster.
Yeah, he's holy smokes. It's at least I could shut the computer and not see it. This guy got to live with. So.
Yeah, you have to live with him.
But should we have? I think Jack. I think it only fitting as a 3 gentlemen sitting here that you could just take us out in the only way that Jack could.
Well, I would like to offer up anyone who wants to do any plugs. If I'm the family of gamers now, you guys give your plugs, and then Rob always makes me point down here. Well, I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. I don't know what you're talking about. It's probably where we're going to go after we're done. So,
Jack loves comments. Comment as much as you can on whatever Jack said. He loves comments.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, if you're on Spotify, if you're on YouTube, if you're on,
can you comment on Spotify?
You can comment on Spotify. Yes.
Really?
Yes, you can.
I usually don't because my Spotify is during my commute to work there and too. So it's hard to comment, but you can actually comment. We've gotten a few comments, 1 or 2 I won't name because there's a lot of
hate.
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to, everybody after I interview people, even Claudia was like, "Wow, Coach, this was really good. I didn't think it was going to go this way." What am I, a demon? I'm a good guy. I got strong opinions. That's all. It's that was the thing. He told me. He says, a lot of people told me I met that guy at a convention. He's a nice guy. Yeah, I am a nice. Just what did
your persona is not is nice online.
You're a gentleman. You're a gentleman and a scholar, and a bit, on the surface, a bit abrasive. Yeah, you've got the character you play. Perhaps.
I think me and Coach are the exact opposite. I come across as a friendly, nice person, but I'm actually an asshole, and Coach is the opposite.
And and all the bad press I got, you were like, "Well, you said this." It wasn't me. It was Rob. No,
a lot of the times.
Yeah, it was like, no, Rob wouldn't say that about that. No, he would say it about that.
Well, yeah, I got away with a lot of stuff on Team Building Exercise.
Yeah, no, because I was the martyr.
Well, anyways, I since no one else has any plugs, and I've asked for both comments and likes and subscribes and all of that stuff. I think it's time we wrap this bad boy up. What do you say?
I think we put a bow on it and it's done.
Well, thank you all for listening, and come on back. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Say goodbye, Rob.
Bye-bye, Rob.
Take care, everyone. See you next one.
Well, guys, unfortunately, this is the end. But don't worry, they will be back next month. And you can check out all the links in the description or show notes for more Andrew and Coach. See you next month.